Hello, my name is Mrs. Terwelp, and I am your child's homeroom advisory teacher and your child's reading teacher. So a little bit about me. I've been teaching for quite a while. This is my 27th year. I have taught sixth grade before when I first started teaching second grade and first grade. I have my master's as a reading specialist. You can see in the pictures, that's my husband, Mark. We've been married for 22 years and we have two children. Ben is 19 and is in college, and Ella is 17 and is a senior. So my contact information is at the bottom of this slide. I'm also the one who sends out the weekly emails every week for Team Yellow. So this is your child's schedule for the day. It is a little bit different than most, or anyone's schedule actually, at junior high. So we do reading. We've actually changed our advisory time to be at the end of the day. And we have reading first thing in the morning, and then we are doing reading during 8th hour also. So we changed the schedule, as you can see. We changed it because we felt like we were very rushed 8th hour to get everything done because we're doing a staggered dismissal because of COVID. And the children just felt like they wanted to have time at the end of the day to regroup before they went home. And they felt more alert at the beginning of the day, and I agreed with them. We just tried this schedule change, but it seems like it's working pretty well. This is what our typical schedule looks like. The morning time is for me to do my teaching and for them to do any work that they need to do together. And then independent reading time is at the end of the day. So they read at that time, and then I can conference with them about their reading. Advisory classes occurring in our room from 1:45 to 2:10 every day. The students use that time in all the classes as kind of an extra work time, extra time to read. On Wednesday, that time is used for me to teach second step, which is our social emotional learning. Lunch does occur in the classroom. It has gone very well so far. Tables and desks are cleaned before and after lunch. Hands are sanitized. They're encouraged to take a bathroom break during that time. They are allowed to be on their devices if they'd like. We watch CNN 10 News, and then we watch a Netflix movie of their choice. We've been kind of voting. We have a long list of movies that they want to watch. And then they also can use Microsoft Chat during that time if they want to talk with their friends. I use talk in quotation marks there. This is just a way for them to get kind of the social activity they would normally get during the lunchtime and to be able to reach out to friends, especially if they're not in this class, reading class. So you can see our first quarter curriculum there. We are now right in the middle of our Central Ideas and Informational Text unit. So we have been doing articles about Martin Luther King and discussing all different things about how to find the central idea, how to look for text evidence to back yourself up. We will be talking about differences between sources also. We'll be talking about fact versus opinion, primary sources versus secondary sources. And you can see the assessments there. There will be a test over our central idea unit, and there will also be a response that will be starting next week. Second quarter, we do some more vocabulary units. We do the Greek and Latin vocabulary in sixth grade because it's in our learning standards, and also learning the Greek and Latin roots helps them to decode new words and to know the meaning of new words in their reading. Second quarter, we will be doing a novel unit. The students will get to pick from 3 to 4 choices of novels that interest them. So they will pick a novel from the choices I give them. We will be doing a lot of work about plot, characterization. We'll be talking about how authors use the plot and how they develop it and how they develop the characters. We will also be, normally we do literature discussion groups. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work this year. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to do that, but we will definitely be doing collaboration of some type. And you can see the assessment there. There are vocabulary tests, the character change, or writing about that, and there will also be a test over the big unit. Third quarter has more Greek and Latin roots for during that quarter, because usually that is the longest quarter. We will be doing informational text structure and point of view. Those were formerly 2 units. We were able to put them together, but you can see when you look at assessments, they will be divided up over 2 assessments. So that is mostly, that unit is discussing how authors are showing what they want to show in informational text, what type of evidence they're using. We look for author bias, or if it is an equal text with both sides equally represented. We talk about different authors' purposes, persuading, just informing, etc. Our last quarter, we do 3 more vocabulary units, and we also do another novel unit with literary theme and author's craft. So we do a lot about finding the theme, just like right now we're doing central idea and informational text. We'll be doing theme in fiction text. We will be doing reading groups again, and they will get to pick the novel they want to do, and we'll be doing a discussion group during that time period also. The assessments are slightly different for this quarter. There are the vocabulary tests. There's also a literary theme analysis task, which is like a very large response. And then there will be a assessment of their ability to discuss with their peers. This will be over multiple days. And like I said earlier, I'm not quite sure what this will look like this year, but we'll figure it out. So grading, most of the grade, 60% of their grade comes from performance. You can see what that's made up of. And practice is what they do every day to learn the different skills. Because performance grades are such a large percentage of the grade, the students do have a chance to retake the test if they want. In order to retake it, they have to do a relearning opportunity. They need to have any work done for that unit before they retake the test, and they will be retaking the test at win time. So materials, it is expected, of course, that the students have a book, that they have their notebook, headphones, a device. Every child has a device checked out to them, a district Chromebook, if they have not brought their own Chromebook or laptop to class. Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams are new to us this year, so I'm learning it right along with the kids. So I've made some mistakes over the past month or so, but I'm trying. I'm getting better at it every day, and so are the kids. I do update every day what we are doing on the lesson page. So I do expect the students to check and see what we are doing if they are at home. So if a student is at home and feels well enough, he or she needs to check the Microsoft Team lesson page and see what we are doing for the day. I also try to message that child individually with a link to what we're doing so that child stays in the loop. Especially if there's a quarantine situation where a child has to be gone for 2 weeks, it will be very important that the child stays up to date with what we're doing, because it will be extremely hard to try and catch him or her up if they do not. I am trying very hard to put more virtual assignments on Teams so students at home can do them. Also, if there is a PowerPoint or a Prezi or some other sort of presentation, it will be on there for the day. I am doing voiceovers on those presentations so the students at home get the same education, well, close anyway, as the students at school. So behavior policy, to be honest, this is a pretty good group, not really having very many issues. You can see there, though, pretty much my expectations are be ready, work hard, and be respectful. So as long as they do that, they're not going to have any problem. If they do have an issue, I talk to them. If that does not help with the behavior, a written warning will be given, and that's recorded in Skyward. You will be contacted if it's an extreme behavior or if there are 3 written warnings within a 2-week time period. That does not happen very often, but if it does, you will definitely be notified and we will talk about it then. Some other behavior policies: cell phones should not be visible or heard. They do have devices, laptop or Chromebook, to use for work. So the cell phone should be put away except for at lunchtime or before 7:45. My expectation is that they are reading when their independent reading time starts at the bell. Bathroom and drink breaks can, of course, occur during class, since they don't, especially because they don't have a break between classes. If I am not teaching, only one child is allowed out of the room at a time. While students are reading or working on schoolwork, I don't personally care if they lay on the ground, if they sit on the ground, if they prop their legs up on their desk or table. I feel, especially this year, they are getting very little movement, and so they need to be getting that movement when they can. When I am teaching, I do ask them to sit in their desk like quote normal, just so that they can concentrate a little bit better, but they can stand if they feel like they need to stand. Quarter book challenge: I do push very, very hard for the kids to read as much as they can. We do all sorts of things I do all sorts of things to try and encourage that, like showing new books, reading first chapters to them, doing other read alouds. I do that because research has shown over and over again how important reading is and how much it helps them, especially children. They are recording their books. Our class goal is to try to read at least 10 books a quarter. So hopefully your child is working towards that. Most of them seem to be doing very well. Just a little side note: if a book is really long, if it's over 300 pages, it counts as 2 books, and 600 is 3 books, so on. So that way they don't get scared off of reading longer books. This is just a quick graphic that shows you why it is so important for students or anyone to read. The most important thing is because of vocabulary. So if a child reads only 20 minutes a day, they will be exposed to almost 2 million words per year. Okay. Mostly in television and when we just talk, we use about approximately 5,000 to 7,000 words, different words. That's it. So when a student is reading, they are exposed to a much larger depth of vocabulary, and that helps them in many ways. Our library this year is virtual, meaning that they look through the library and check books out online. I've used the BookSource Classroom website to upload my 1,400 or so books on, and they can go through, search for things they're interested in, find books, check them out online, and I sanitize my hands, get the books out every night, and then I deliver them the next day. When they are done with the book goes into the quote quarantine box, and then it is kept there on Friday night. I empty the quarantine box, put all the books away, and then by Monday they are safe to go back out again. If a child is waiting for a book or doesn't have a book, he or she can also look at a magazine during that time, during reading time, if he or she would like. Those magazines are also put into quarantine when the child is done. One final note about the library: there is a lot of books in the library. I have read a lot of them, but obviously I have not read all of them. Please talk with your child about what is or is not appropriate for your family. For example, there have been children whose parents don't like them to read about like witchcraft, things like that, like Harry Potter books. If that is something that your child is not allowed to read, please talk to your child about that so he or she can make choices that go along with your family's value system. And last, just take a moment to read this. I will do everything in my power to make this a good year for your child. just a little reminder that I am human. I do make mistakes. Sometimes I make a mistake on a grade. Sometimes I forget something. So I always try to treat the children with grace, and I ask the children to do the same with me. If they have a confusion about something or they're worried about something, I ask them to please talk to me. If you are upset about something, please reach out to me and I will do what I can to make it better. I want this to be a good year for your child. I am very happy that you chose to have your child come to school in person and I got the chance to work with them. And I will do everything in my power to keep them safe and to keep them happy. So please let me know if there's anything I can do. Thank you for listening to this and looking through this. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. I'm more than willing to talk with you if you have any additional questions. All right, thank you and have a wonderful night.